Thank you so much for joining us today here. My name is Christine, and this is a yoga practice with a group from Breast Friends in Tigard, Oregon, a wonderful, helpful, supportive organization, and you can find their link down in the description below. Today, we are going to do a practice lying on our backs. It'll be a very gentle practice, so if you don't want to get on the floor, you could definitely do this practice lying down on your bed. And we will be taking care of all of our bodies today, but in particular, if you're experiencing any shoulder pain, or maybe you've got a headache, this could be a helpful practice for you. So again, we're gonna start lying down on our backs or laying. I'm not sure what the appropriate grammar is for that. But just come to lay down. And once you get there, kind of pick up your hips a little bit and tuck your tailbone so that your low back, the small of your back, is pressing nice and firm to the surface underneath you. And then walk your feet out a little bit wider than hip width so that your knees can kind of knock in towards one another. And then we'll bring the hands to rest on the belly. This is called constructive rest pose. And once you get here, if you feel comfortable to close your eyes, close your eyes. And just bring your attention to the breath. Notice the rise and fall of your belly underneath your hands as you inhale and exhale. And as we begin to settle in here, you might notice the thinking mind. Maybe things are going on in other rooms around you, or maybe you're thinking about what you're going to have for lunch, or ruminating over conversations earlier in the day, whatever might be coming up for you, just notice those things. And then, like they're a bird in the sky, just let them continue on by and redirect your attention to your breath and the rise and fall of your belly. You might notice the breath is fast, stressed out. You might notice it's slow and deep. Whatever it is, just accept it without judgment. And I'd like to share a quote with you today, that the intention of our practice together would be to befriend ourselves, to make friends with our bodies, to make friends with our minds. We're not here to whip ourselves into shape. We're here to reconnect to ourselves and to love ourselves. And so the quote is, "And I said to my body softly, I want to be your friend. It took a long breath and replied, I have been waiting my whole life for this." And as you hear those words, notice what happens in your body. You might even like to move one hand up towards your heart and say to yourself, I want to be your friend. Say to your body, I want to be your friend. And notice how your body responds. Just extending that olive branch to yourself, maybe for years of over exercising or restricting calories or neglecting your own needs. Maybe your body might not really believe you at this point, but at least the intention is there. I want to be your friend. And so today we're wanting to be our body's own best friend. Just let that sink in and be the intention for your practice today as we move, as we touch our bodies. Do it with compassion and tenderness and love. And so from here, take a nice big deep breath. Feel your front body expand. And as you exhale, let it go with a gentle sigh. Couple more times. Let's inhale. Big breath through the nose. Open up the mouth and let it go. Once more. Then we'll just bring the palms together over the heart and gently begin to rub your hands together. Create a little bit of friction here. It's a little chilly in this room today, so my hands are cold. If your hands are cold too, just visualize and feel the warmth that you're creating, the energy. Keep going. Warm up those fingertips, warm up the shoulders, warm up the chest. And then we'll bring all 8 fingertips, not the thumbs, right to the top of the forehead where the top of the forehead meets the top of the skull, maybe the hairline if you have hair there. And just begin to tap right on top of the hairline. Maybe you tap all fingers together. Or perhaps it might feel better to make some really gentle circles with the fingertips. And as you make your tapping or circular motions here, begin to move the fingertips apart from each other so that you're coming towards the sides of your forehead. And just move really slow and gently and with tenderness, as if you're massaging out a headache for your grandchild, or maybe your dog isn't feeling good. And just how you would touch those creatures in your life that you love. Make that be one of those creatures be you. And then the fingers come down to the temples at the tops of the ears. And then we'll bring the thumbs to the backs of the earlobes and the index fingers to the front and just begin to gently massage and maybe pull a little bit on the earlobes. And then go up the rims of the ears. And at some point you might need to flip your hands over and bring your thumbs to the inner shell of the top of the ear. Index finger to the back. And then just kind of play around with your ears a little bit. They're your ears. You can do whatever you want to them. And then we'll bring a fingertip, maybe the middle finger, maybe the thumb, right behind the earlobe where the jaw and the skull meet. That can be a very tender spot right there, just rubbing there. And then maybe come down to the rim of the jaw where the hinges open. You could open and close your mouth a little bit here if that feels nice. And then just using your thumbs and your fingertips, massaging down the jawline towards the chin. And then let's inhale, take those arms up overhead, stretch your legs out nice and long, and take a full body stretch. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. You might like to rotate your wrists and ankles a little bit here. And then we'll rebend those knees, bring the feet back down to the ground, and open up your arms wide into a T. Now, if this doesn't feel okay in the shoulders, you could also bend your arms at a 90-degree angle and take cactus arms or maybe W-shaped arms, whichever feels best for you. With the knees and gaze pointing up to the sky, take an inhale, and as you exhale, let your knees fall to the left as you turn your head to the right, taking just a gentle twist. And then inhale your knees and gaze back up to the sky. Exhale, knees right, gaze left. And we'll just continue to move here from side to side. Gentle twisting is great, not only for our spines, but also for our digestion, our internal organs. And as you're here, windshield wiping your knees, focus on how it feels to have this nice little massage across your sacrum, into your hips, your low back. And the next time your knees come to the right, that will be the last time. We'll hang out here for a bit. Breathe here. If you want to amplify this, you can hook the top of your outside of your right ankle to the top of the left thigh. Or you might like to push your left foot away from the center so that that left knee can kind of drop down a little bit more towards the center of the mat. Getting into the left hip, the ribs on the left side of the body. And just soften your shoulders. Notice if you're holding any tension there. Soften the skin and muscles of your face. Relax the skin around your eyes. Release your jaw. And if you like and want to amplify a little more, you could extend your right arm up alongside the right ear. Couple more breaths wherever you are. And then as you're ready, we'll inhale to bring everything back to the beginning, back to center, and then exhale, knees left, gaze right. Again, if you want to get a little deeper into the hips, you can hook that left ankle on the top of the right thigh or press the right foot back and away so that that right knee can come a little closer to the earth. Then we'll take the gaze in the opposite direction and either stay right here or maybe reach that left arm up out long. Soften the face. Let the shoulders be heavy. Let your belly be soft. And your knees might not come down very far to the ground. They may be much higher. That's absolutely okay. It might even be nice to have a little bit of support. Put a pillow or a yoga block under your left knee. One more big breath here. And then use your next inhale to come back to center. And again, we'll take one of those nice, big, luxurious, full body stretches, rotating ankles and wrists in each direction and wiggling those toes and fingers. And then this time we'll bend both knees and draw them up towards the heart. You can bring your hands behind your thighs or around the front of your shins and just rock gently from side to side. Release any tension in your jaw, the muscles of the face, always coming back to relaxing the shoulders. And then we'll bring the hands, the palms to the kneecaps. Next time you inhale, straighten your elbows so that the knees come away from your heart. And as you exhale, draw the knees in. Inhale away. Exhale, knees towards the heart. And just notice and luxuriate in the massage along your sacrum and down into your low back. The next time you inhale the knees away, also draw them away from each other out to the sides. And as you exhale, draw the knees up towards the armpits and back together at center. So we're making some mirror image circles here of the knees. Inhaling them away and apart. Exhale up and in. And again, focus on what's happening in the hips, the low back. With tenderness, with compassion, the next time you bring those knees up and in, we'll inhale, draw them apart and away. And exhale together and up. So just reversing those circles. Continue to soften and relax the face and the jaw. One more hug, draw those knees in towards the heart. If you like, you might like to curl up and invite your nose up towards your knees. Make yourself a little tiny ball. Give yourself a little hug. And then we'll lower the shoulders and the head and the feet. And we'll just hug that left knee in towards the heart. Actually, we'll just lower the right foot. Hug the left knee in towards the heart and just rock it a little bit from side to side. And then we'll turn that left knee out and bring the left ankle to the top of the right thigh. So coming into figure 4 stretch here. If this is tough on the knee here, flex that left foot. That will engage the tendons and the ligaments around the knee to keep it nice and safe. And you might like to take your left hand to your inner left thigh and just massage into this inner thigh a little bit. Maybe get up into the hip flexor, the hip. Again, we're building a new relationship with our bodies today. We are being gentle with ourselves. We're showing our bodies, hey, you can trust me. I'm going to take care of you. I'm your best friend. You can stay right here with the massage and the right foot on the ground, or if you like, you can lift the right foot, thread your left hand in between your thighs, maybe lift your head up enough to interlace your fingers behind that right thigh, but then make sure you can bring your head and shoulders back down to the ground. If you can't have your head and shoulders back on the ground with the fingers interlaced behind the thigh, then just put that right foot back down on the floor. That's fine. And from here, you can rotate this right ankle a couple of times in each direction, maybe point and flex the foot a bit. And hug those knees in towards your heart as much as feels good to you. Really notice what you feel in the left hip, the thigh, the hamstring. And again, soften the shoulders, soften the face, relax the jaw. Invite the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. If your knees are okay here, you can just let your feet be soft. If you want to amplify this stretch a little more, you can press your left foot towards the right, any amount. Get a little deeper into that left hip. Couple more breaths right here. And then gently release your fingers, unwind, bring both feet back down to the ground. Just notice what you notice here, the differences in the two sides of your body. One of the ways we make friends with somebody new is we pay attention to them. So we're making friends with our body today. We're paying attention. What's going on? And then we'll hug the right knee in towards the heart. Again, you can have your fingers behind the thigh or around the shin. Rock that knee gently from side to side or whatever feels good to you here. This is, again, it's your leg. You can do what you want with it. And we might rotate your, well, no, we're not going to rotate here. We'll save that. If you're going to keep that left foot on the ground, you could go ahead and rotate that right ankle here, or you could just take the right ankle to the left thigh, open up the knee, and maybe gently massage that inner right thigh. And then if this is not quite enough intensity for you, you could pick up the left foot, thread your right arm in between the space of the thighs, interlace the fingers behind the thigh, maybe switching up your clasp, bringing your non-dominant thumb on top. And here, if you did it on the first side, now you can rotate the left ankle. Point and flex the foot, all that good stuff. Press the right foot to the left if you want to get deeper into the thigh. And we'll just be here for a few more breaths. Notice if your muscles are tight. And see if you can invite anything to soften a little bit more. Remind your body that in this moment, right here and now, it's safe to be with you. It's safe to soften and relax. One more full breath. And then we'll unwind, bring both feet back down to the ground, and find one more of those big, juicy, good morning stretches. And then as you're ready, any way you want to get there, we're going to flip on over to the belly and come into Sphinx pose. So we'll untuck the toes, bring the tops of the feet to the ground, and bring your elbows underneath your shoulders. Forearms are parallel, and we're kind of drawing the heart forward and lifting the ears away from the shoulders. Sphinx pose, back bends of any kind are so important for us because we do so much folding forward in our daily lives. And so we're giving our heart and our lungs and our internal organs an opportunity to open, have a little bit more space. Couple more breaths right here. If this is not enough for you, you could press your palms to the ground and straighten your elbows and come up into seal pose. This is great for low back issues, SI joint, sciatica. If this is too much for that, though, come back down to Sphinx. Might not be ready to go that far. One more inhale here, and as you exhale, we're just going to spin the elbows out to the sides, stack the hands one on top of the other, and lower the forehead down to the backs of the hands. Crocodile pose, this is. Give your hips a little shimmy shake from side to side. And then just let your heels be soft and roll out. Release any tension in your glutes, your thighs, your shoulders. You might like to rock your head gently from side to side, massaging the forehead. And just notice how much of your muscles you're using to hold here, and see if you can trust your hands, trust gravity, trust the support you're laying on, and soften and relax and release a little bit more. As we breathe here with our bellies down, we're massaging those internal organs, the lymphatic passageways and the lymph nodes in the abdomen. So even here, we're doing powerful work for our bodies. Just a couple more breaths here. And then as you're ready, we'll tuck the toes under, press the heels away, and stretch the arms out long alongside your ears, bringing your fingertips down to the ground. If this is too hard on the shoulders, you can bend the elbows and have the fingertips alongside the rib cage or anywhere in between. We'll tuck the chin deeply, press the heels away, press the fingertips to the ground, get a nice full body stretch from a different perspective. And then we'll bring the hands underneath the shoulders, press all the way up to tabletop, and then come to a seat. So if you're practicing on your bed today, you might like to come to sit at the edge of your bed. You're on the floor, you can come to cross-legged position, or maybe Dandasana if cross-legged doesn't work for you. So the legs can be out straight and the toes pointing up to the sky. And bring your fingertips out to either side to help support your spine. And just notice the quality of your thoughts, the quality of your breath, the quality of your body. And then we'll gently roll the shoulders up and down and back a couple of times, very softly, very gently. And then bringing those palms together to rest at our hearts, bowing down in respect and reverence for yourself, for your journey, for this body that is your home, and in respect and reverence for those with whom you've shared your practice today and anyone else you meet along the way. Namaste.